Hello, hello, and welcome back to Shatter Our Souls with Novaria. Now, today we are tackling the original Super Smash Bros. Smash 64 on the hardest difficulty with Mario Jumpman Mario, Mr. Video Game himself, the Italian plumber. You name it, oh, he's probably got it somewhere on his resume at the very least. Now, as a result of Mario being the everyman, the guy with a million jobs and a trillion different ways to actually do them, gotta ask the question, I suppose, of how does he tackle Super Smash Bros? And the reality is that Mario's kit is both uncommonly diverse and really hard to do much of anything. So, what do I mean by this? Other characters like Link and Samus have tools at their disposal, like Samus's arm cannon, which has the uh, primary charge shots. She has the screw attack for easy upward maneuverability. And in later iterations, she gets missiles. She gets additional bombs on top of her physical capabilities. Link has the bombs, the boomerang, the bow and arrow, and well, Link has a lot of options for damage outside of the base kit. Mario simply has his hands. And fireballs, of course. And Mario, unironically, has had easily the most changes to his moveset over the years than any other character in Super Smash Bros. History. Now, the Smash 64 version has a couple unique tools that we're going to be taking advantage of. The first is of course, the fireball. Easy damage, good distance, all good there. And, with proper use, can be used to gimp a couple of opponents in the best case scenarios. Secondly, we have the down special ability, which is the spin that you saw in use against the Yoshi team. This attack hits multiple times in a very short span and sends an opponent flying typically slightly downward at about a 60-ish degree angle, giving a lot of good utility. But aside from that, his basic boxing and just in general fighting style is about all you get out of Mario. Mario's an everyman. He's got a little bit of everything, but he doesn't really do it as well as other characters. He doesn't have the power of Captain Falcon, the speed of Fox. And that's by design. If you want a character who is easy to pick up, that's kind of what Mario is for Smash Bros. Mario is the guy that you're going to look at and say, hey, this guy has at least one of the easier characters to pick up and learn the game. He's not going to excel. He's probably never or has rarely been tournament viable. But he has always had a lot of give and take. So for that reason, Mario's up there as one of my favorite characters in the franchise. And that kind of sounds backwards. I just spent the last 2 minutes bad mouthing Mario in some capacity, and now I'm saying he's my favorite. The reality is that Mario's everyman mentality means that he's not totally out to lunch in every situation, only about half of them. But that's a mentality for a different day. Anyways, we ended up. Oh, good friend. I suppose we kept Pikachu on the field. Pikachu, you're next. Um, in all seriousness, Mario's whole spiel with Smash 64 is this was again a debut run. And I believe that Mario does get better throughout the franchise, or at least changes enough to be notable. But be that as it may, that's kind of my 2 cents thrown at the ground there. And we have the battle against Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong was one of Mario's original villains. And it's funny if you look at the later days, the Mario Party franchise, if you look at Smash Bros., if you look at Mario Kart, Donkey Kong has shown up in some iteration for decades. And I personally think that's awesome. But in the same vein, there's so much that these two characters theoretically have had history that it's very difficult to say whether or not they were ever friends or if they've always been friends and everything that they do is just rivalry. I mean, who knows? Maybe Donkey Kong was bribed to drag Pauline up a skyscraper. We don't know. What we do know is that this particular monkey is on the heavier hitting side. Yikes. Okay, cool. So, Donkey Kong did not get the heart, which is a huge bonus for me. That's going to go very poorly, Donkey Kong. I wouldn't move too fast if I were you. One of the things I find funny and frustrating about Smash 64 is tied directly to luck. Now, luck in some capacity is meant to showcase that not every single situation is going to go the way you plan. Games without any form of luck or RNG are games like chess. And the truth of the matter is that games like chess are games of perfect information. As soon as you add anything revolving around timing, it really starts to devolve a little bit into luck. Smash 64, and by extension a large majority of the Mario games, have some degree of external or internal factors that lead to what I'll call chance, luck. And sometimes luck can be in your favor. Others, it's very much not. Smash Bros. 64's luck usually comes in the form of a good item drop. Think a healing item, a bomb, or something of that nature. The reality is that these circumstances are way more common than I initially thought. But it's not unheard of or unexpected that you're going to get in a bad spot at any point in time in a match to end up sending you flying, careening off a cliff. And with that, we're down to the final two. Goodbye, Luigi. I said goodbye, Luigi. So, with this, Mario is the fourth from the last challenger of this particular series. And truth be told, I'm excited about it. I've been wanting to continue on and do something a little bit different in the near future. But I want to see this to fruition. I don't want to leave any stones unturned. I don't want to stop what I'm doing halfway through it. And so, knowing that this is entirely possible and that there are only 3 to 4 left means I can actually say with certainty that Smash 64 might be saying goodbye soon. And it's not because I don't like the game. It's because I want to move on to the next one. It's because I want to move into bigger and badder, greater things. Also, I just hit Samus with the acid like 3 separate times. Um, that's not supposed to happen. Okay, who's the metal guy? Because I'm Mario, and I didn't give Wario any. I didn't give him the option of using the metal power up, so he's got to give that back now. Ow! Oh, Metal Mario, as I've mentioned the past couple of times, is one of those characters that determines whether or not a run is possible. Typically, in my runs of this at least, there are 3 distinct checks that need to be made. The first check is whether or not I can get past the Mario Brothers. Mario Bros, because it's a 2-on-2, have more possibilities for things to go sideways on me. And that's kind of a huge issue when we're dealing with a character like Mario, who's a little bit on the squishy side. Now, reality is that the number one way of dealing with Metal Mario is gimping. So, sorry. As I was getting to, there are several different checks that have to happen. The first check is the battle against the Mario Bros. 2 characters, one fight. The second round is against Donkey Kong. Third, the Kirby team. Fourth, Metal Mario. Fifth, the Fighting Polygon team. Each of these different checks, if done accurately or done well, should only end up with 2k or 2 losses or lost lives before reaching the Polygon team. That's my ideal. Reason I go with the 2 lost lives before the end is because I want to be a realist. I know it's not a guarantee to get to the end without taking a fall here or there, but my goal is to reach this point with at least 3 lives remaining. Partially because when challenging the Fighting Polygon team, I got about every 10-ish KOs I usually end up falling. And that's not a good thing. Okay. Just hold on a moment. Calculated. Perfect. So anyways, the down B, as I mentioned very early, is one of Mario's, I don't want to call it a signature move, because it's not a signature move at all. Ow, Hitmonlee, why? It's not a signature move. It's not something that Mario does in any of his games with any regularity. But it is something that is notable in that it's one of the easier moves to KO numerous opponents, especially the easily tossed or thrown ones, such as the Polygon team. Okay, this is going exceedingly well. 3 opponents left, 2, which leaves, what is that, Captain Falcon or Samus, and Link. The final match, of course, is Master Hand. Now, ideally, Master Hand you can beat without losing a life, and on numerous occasions I have done so, even on very hard difficulty. I've done a couple where I've taken next to no damage. This does not seem to be that run. So overall, Master Hand is rarely the concern with these runs. It's usually the Polygon team and Metal Mario being the big run enders. It's not to say it hasn't happened, it's just not something that happens often. Okay. Ow. So, anywho. Starting in the new year, I have a series that I'm going to be starting, which is going to be based on Mario Kart Double Dash. The goal is as simple as it gets. Beat the game, all 4 difficulty levels, every cup without using items. Now, the expectations for that are going to be laid out, but I have a feeling that it's going to look easy to begin with and get absolutely ridiculous by the end, which kind of sums up what I'm hoping for. Anywho, if you like what you see, or curious about what that future may hold, drop a like, leave a subscribe. We'll catch you next time. Next time, we're tackling Luigi. Until next time, I hope you have a great day and be good to one another.